"I never thought it would end like this." These were the exact words Joe Cinque spoke to his mother before he left her home for the last time. Joe Cinque, a bright and promising law student from Canberra, Australia, had a life full of potential. Little did he know that his world would come crashing down at the hands of someone he trusted the most, his girlfriend, Singh. Joe and Anu met at university. They seemed like the perfect couple. Joe was ambitious and loved helping others, while Anu appeared to be a caring and intelligent woman, a psychology student who shared his dreams. They had been together for a couple of years, and to the outside world, their relationship seemed picture perfect. But things weren't as they seemed. Beneath the surface, there were cracks in their relationship that Joe could never have imagined. In 1997, Joe's friends started noticing changes in Anu's behavior. She became increasingly distant, often making cryptic comments about their relationship and future. Joe tried to overlook these signs, but it wasn't easy. Anu had a secret, a dark secret that would soon unravel in the most horrifying way. It was October 1997, when Joe's life would tragically come to an end. Anu invited Joe to a party at her apartment, where she promised that everything would be fine. But Joe had no idea that the woman he loved was planning his death. Anu had carefully planned every detail of his murder. She had purchased heroin and secretly laced Joe's drink with it, hoping the drug would be enough to end his life. But the truth was far darker than Joe could ever have realized. Joe, unsuspecting and trusting as always, drank the laced coffee Anu had prepared for him. Within minutes, he felt a wave of dizziness. His body grew heavy, and he collapsed onto the floor. But instead of helping him, Anu simply watched as Joe struggled to breathe. Her plan had worked, but not in the way she had anticipated. What followed was even more chilling. Anu did nothing to save Joe. She left him to die on the floor of her apartment while she continued to live her life. When Joe's friends arrived the next morning, they found him unconscious but still breathing. They called for an ambulance, but it was too late. Joe Cinque was dead, but the story doesn't end there. Anu had a motive. She had been seeing someone else and had grown tired of Joe. She had started seeing another man in secret and was planning to be with him, free from the burden of her relationship with Joe. The unthinkable had happened. Joe Cinque was murdered by the one person who was supposed to love him the most. As the investigation unfolded, the truth came to light. Police discovered the heroin in Joe's system, and Anu's involvement became undeniable. What followed was an intense and public trial. Anu Singh, who had once appeared so caring, was now exposed as a cold-blooded murderer. The court sentenced her to 11 years in prison, though many believed the punishment was not enough for the crime she had committed. But there was something even more haunting that came to light. During the trial, it was revealed that Anu had not acted alone. She had planned the murder with the help of her secret lover. This revelation sent shockwaves through the court, as it became clear that this was not just a case of a woman trying to escape her relationship, but a twisted act of betrayal and greed. Anu's betrayal of Joe was more than just personal. It was also a chilling reflection of the dark side of human nature. The case sparked debates across the country about the depths of deception and the dangers of toxic relationships. How could someone who appeared so caring and loving turn into a murderer? The answer lay in Anu's desperation to be free from Joe, no matter the cost. Months after Joe's death, his friends and family still struggled to come to terms with the tragedy. Joe's mother, especially, was devastated by the loss of her son. But despite the heartbreak, she fought to keep his memory alive. Joe Cinque was remembered as a brilliant young man who had his whole life ahead of him, before it was stolen away in an act of cold-blooded murder. As the years passed, Anu's actions continued to haunt those who knew her. The court's ruling couldn't bring Joe back, but it did serve as a reminder of the consequences of betrayal and deceit. Joe Cinque's story is one of love, trust, and ultimately the ultimate betrayal, one that no one could have ever seen coming. Justice may have been served, but for Joe's family and friends, the wounds will never fully heal.